Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Wouldn't it be nice if it were a little more Eastery, although I'm sure it could be worse, as we know. We could be having 10 inches of snow, for that matter. So welcome, everybody. Happy to have you here. I'm going to state for you our statement of truth here at Centers for Spiritual Living Minneapolis, and that is there is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can consciously use it. You know, if we can just absorb that, know that, that'll make our day better. Just know that no matter what's going on in your life, there is a power for good and we can use it. You might want to, at this point, check your phones. I just checked mine. Make sure they're on vibrate or turned off. Appreciate that. The mission of this center is to teach, demonstrate, and inspire a positive spiritual approach to living. That's what we're here for. To me, that is my purpose in life, is to This philosophy changed my life, and my purpose in life is to let anybody else know this. It can just make the difference from a life of struggle and stress and unhappiness to a life of joy. And that is my goal, and I love to do it. So next on our agenda, we are going to have a song, I believe, by Amy Bishop. And with no further ado, welcome, Amy.
Hi, Minneapolis. This is Amy Bishop. I'm excited to be singing for you again this Sunday. A little gravel in my voice, so just a different texture you're going to get. Lots of love to you. Thanks for having me. Question is why? Why are we here? To say our goodbyes and hellos, then disappear. This beautiful life, what is it for? To learn how to masterpiece, master war. There's only one answer that matters, even when your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, mistakes. No, we're not perfect yet. Maybe God made us all from an accident. The question that sits on everyone's lips is, why should we pick ourselves up and start over again? There's only one answer that matters, even when your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, wherever you question I'll ask till the end of my days is, what did I give? What will I take? There's only one answer that matters. Even when your heart or your dreams have been scattered, whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love is still the answer.
That's Amy Bishop. What a beautiful song. We've been practicing something, and that is a group reading that we can all say today. And momentarily, I think we're going to see it on the screen. Here we go. So let's say this together. I am ready to deepen my conviction in the power and presence for good. I am ready to apply it in my daily life. I am ready to receive God's highest blessings. I am ready to live from a higher level of beingness. I am ready to be a transformative light in the world. Now that we're in this prayerful state, I would just ask you to maybe just take a deep breath and just relax your body as I do a centering prayer. Just let all the busyness of the morning go, whatever is to happen later. Just for right now, just be right here. And I know there is but one power in the universe, and that power is the power that created everything and everyone. I sometimes call it the Big Bang energy. And I know that that very Big Bang energy, which created everything and everyone, experiences life through its creation, through me, through each and every person, each and every thing. And I know that because that very power is within me, my words, my thoughts, my beliefs, my expectations, my prayers are powerful. And I just speak these words right here and right now, that our hearts are open. Speak my word that that spirit, which is all there is, just fires me up, builds that little fire inside of me until it wants to radiate to everything and everyone. All I know is this presence, because that is all there is. I embrace it. And in gratitude, I let these words go for perfect manifestation. So it is. So we like to think of ourselves as a very, we just don't think of ourselves. We are an inclusive organization. We're happy to have anybody that walks in the door. We like, whether you're rich or poor, black or white, gay or straight, whatever you are, you're welcome here. I've heard people say, yeah, other churches have said, yeah, we welcome everybody, but they don't. And here I think we truly are inclusive. And what we do is a little ritual called the Flames of Faith, where we acknowledge all the different paths to God, all the different major religions. We're based on this idea there's one universal presence, and we acknowledge there are multiple names and multiple paths for this one, which unifies us, not divides us. So please join me as we honor the unifying spirit.
We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path to compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. And we light the candle within for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles.
That is who we are. Jeff, I believe you are up to do our inspirational reading for the day. Jeff Bird.
When I read this reading that Debbie picked out, it really brings about the simplicity of our teaching. It's by Alan Cohen. It's one of his writings from his book, Daily Dose of Sanity. While I was walking through a terminal in the LA airport, I felt annoyed and inconvenienced by the massive construction projects going on around me. Squeezed between temporary plywood walls, I navigated a row of tall scaffolds and took a lengthy detour to the baggage claim. I grumbled to myself about what a mess the place was and how long it was taking to remodel it. Then I saw a poster that stopped me in my tracks. It was an artist's rendering of what the airport would look like when the construction was done. It was magnificent. The glass atrium roofs, sleek marble corridors, and potted palms were a delight to behold, a far cry from the current chaos. Then I relaxed. If that's what this is leading to, then I'm glad they're doing it. And as I dropped my resistance, I enjoyed the process, including the construction process. When I returned to the airport a year later, the vision had become a magnificent reality. The artist's render had come to life. Construction is usually messy. You may have to turn ground over, tear an existing structure down, or pile materials all over the place. Likewise, sometimes your life feels stable. Other times, it's subject to demolition, construction, or creative chaos, or sometimes all three. Since we are always in a state of beginning, an element of the human journey, do not resist or begrudge the messy construction stage. It's part of the deal. If you feel overwhelmed during the transition phase, shift your attention to the artist's rendering. Behold a grand and glorious vision of where you are headed, far more beautiful and functional than the format being undone. Sometimes you cannot see the artist's rendering, however, and you have no idea where your life is going. Just trust there's a blueprint for a brilliant new creation, and one day you will walk through the corridor of your new structure and marvel at its splendor.
Thank you, Jeff. That reminds me of how we do spiritual mind treatment. We ask people, how would this look if it were perfect? And then we listen to what they say, and that's the kind of thing we pray for. So we're always looking at that end result. And even if we're going through some turmoil, despite appearances, something's moving in the unseen for my greater good. How comforting that is. I think that reading was perfect for that. I believe at this point we're going to have a little more music from Amy.
When you're losing your way, when it's too hard to take, when your will is broken, I'm here. I can be your shelter, be a safe place to land. When your heart feels empty, I'm here. I have enough love for both of us. Know it's gonna be okay. Have enough love for both of us. Love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. If the future's unknown and the past overgrown, I will cradle your soul. Don't fear. 'Cause I have enough love for both of us. Know it's gonna be okay. Have enough love for both of us. Love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. I'm the light in a storm. I'm your call to come home. I'm a beacon of hope. I am. 'Cause I have enough love for both of us. Know it's gonna be okay. Have enough love for both of us. Love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. Love always finds a way.
That's Amy Bishop. Where does she hail from? Calgary, yeah. Yeah, she's great. So with no further ado, our speaker for the day is Debbie O'Donnell. Bring her up.
Okay, happy Easter, everyone. So, finally, it's Easter Sunday. And the Sunday school teacher's been going through different Gospels, working with these children to really make them understand all the aspects. And so she says to everyone, she's like, so after all of this study, who can tell me what Jesus said when they rolled the stone? And Freddie jumps up and says, ta-da! Okay, that's as good as it gets, sorry. It's going down from here. Okay. For those of us that have been around this teaching for a while, the whole idea of Easter is all about transformation, right? There's a ton of Easter stories and the like, but it all comes down to transformation. And you can't have transformation without going through change. And you can't go through change without giving something up, without letting something die or leave. I mean, that's part of the whole idea of change. As Jeff pointed out in the reading, And the Easter story is Jesus, as our master teacher, shows us the significance of that change. When you have a clear path and you know you are not alone, then you can trust even though there's pain. You can move forward even though there's uncertainty and discomfort. Because in this moment of trust, all is well and all truly will be well, despite appearances. Now, it's not easy if one's trusting only one's human self, because sometimes it seems daunting. And that's what I love about this teaching, is because it reminds us continually that it's about trusting one's self from the inside. Trusting oneself from that place of knowing who we are and whose we are. And to remember that not only are we never alone, but we will never be forsaken. Last week, Reverend Joanne brought up two really key ideas. That first idea of hers was when we're willing to let go of our fear, then our heart opens. And from that place of an open heart, anything and everything is possible. And that point of that, you never have to go through it alone. That's what brought me to this teaching to a great deal. Things weren't going so great in my world. And I felt really alone. And I couldn't handle the burden. I just couldn't. And so I found a spiritual center, and I realized that, in fact, I wasn't alone. That none of us were alone. That we always had a spiritual community. There's always a spiritual community, a community of some kind that will lift us and will fill us. And I learned the value of a spiritual practice at that point. That idea of even when you're standing in it, you're above it. You don't have to buy a condo. You can just move right through it. And that's what prayer is for me. Prayer, in my spiritual practice, is about a true conversation with that one that's individualized as me. And sometimes that prayer can be very angry. I can just give it my Irish side and let it go. But the key is to let it go. And when I do that, it reminds me that when I'm in prayer, when I'm in my spiritual practice, I can be my authentic self, and I can be honest with myself. I can be angry and in pain, and still remember I'm not alone. And allow my heart to open. To allow myself to remember that divine connection and give space for God to do all of that heavy lifting. And when I do that, when I started to do that so many years ago, my life really made a shift. Because all of a sudden, change, although still sucks, right? It was a little easier. And I got a little better and a little better and a little better. And every time I got a little better, my spiritual practice went a little deeper. And there was more things to be grateful for. As Emma Curtis Tompkins says, when things are not going well, look up. Just look up. And it changes the view. And she is so right. And the other thing that always helps is hanging out with spiritual folks like you. So thank you for being here today. Because just being in the presence of all of you is so delightful. Today I want to look at three things. I want to look at how we can go about changing our idea about future change, about life, and about who we really are. So first, I'm going to ask you to think about some of the changes that you've gone through in your life. And tell me if you would agree with this statement. Everything that has happened to me has happened for my higher awareness of consciousness, has happened for my higher good. Now, how you answer that might change depending on where you are right now, right? And maybe it's not everything, but it's almost everything. And that's important to know, because that's where our power lies. That's how we can stand tall. We can call on our past memories of where we were to where we are and realize that we've got a higher level of consciousness. That everything that's happening is happening for our betterment. And we know that because it's happening and because we'll never be forsaken. The changes that have happened and are going to be happening, those are changes that are supposed to happen to us. We've been utilizing, Reverend Joanna and I have been cruising through this book, When Things Change Everything. And Walsh writes in it, an extraordinary life emerges from a change in your idea about future change. What you project, you produce. What you conclude, you create. All that stuff is what spiritual teachers of every stripe and color, of every persuasion and belief, have been sharing with humankind since the very beginning. Don't you find that interesting? On any particular subject, on the one question about how life works and what makes the world go around, every dogma agrees. As you believe, so it will be done unto you. As you believe. Life is not happening to us. Life is happening through us. And from that place, we have some control. We have some power. We definitely have power, because whatever is happening, and that's sort of it. But as we sow our seeds of peace and beauty and joy and love, and love and love and love, right? As we sow those seeds, those are the kinds of changes that are going to allow us to reap that harvest. How is that for being able to take a powerful stand in your life? Going through muck right now, I'll probably be going through it again at some point, but as I plant those seeds, as I hold that thought, that rendering of life, I'm getting closer and closer and closer. Today, we have an opportunity to look at what's going on and to literally say, it's all good. It's all good, because at some point, that good's going to show. And if you're not going through some change right now, hold on, it's coming. It's coming. But it's also coming for the good. Why do we always think it's not? Emma Curtis Hopkins again, a powerful affirmation. This too is good. This too is God. This too is for me, and I demand to see the blessing in it now. That's how this woman thought. Can you imagine? She was a teacher for homes. Imagine that idea. I demand to see the blessing, the truth, the good, the love now, while I'm going through it. Which takes me to that other idea of life, right? That idea of life, that is this a friendly universe or not? Is this an extraordinary journey or another darn struggle? Again, whatever's going on is probably how you're going to answer it right now, but think about the idea that when it doesn't look like a friendly universe, we have the faith to shift it. Ernest Holmes, our founder, in the textbook, To desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove that we do not know the truth. When things look the worst is the supreme time to demonstrate to ourselves that there are no obstructions in the operation of the truth. Despite appearance, nothing can change the truth. Nothing can change that basic thought of it is done unto you as you believe. Nothing can change that. Universally, life is the process by which God expresses God, and God experiences God, and God expands God. That's life. That's why we're here. That's why it's all centered in love. We live in a universe that supports us whether we think it doesn't or not. It's called grace, right? It's called grace. We just need to stop fixing and messing long enough for it to catch up with us, right? For our heart to catch up with our little ego mind. That's all. Which takes me to my final point for today about who you really are. I mean, how often do we ask that of ourselves? There's the little you and the big you, right? There's the injured you and the healed you. There's the scared you and the brave you. There is the powerless you and the powerful you. There's the worried you and there's the confident you. That's all true. But here's what I know is also true. You are far, far more than any of that. You are an individualized expression of God. You are a deity that's been individualized as you, for you, and with you. You are an aspect of the divine like no one else is. How powerful are you when you know that you're that? That's your truth. As Rumi said, you are not a drop in the ocean, you are the ocean in a drop. And all the energy and intelligence and power in that ocean is right where you are. Jesus knew that. Yeah, he had doubts and, all those other things that happened. But he never forgot that piece of his truth. He never forgot that he was at the center of everything all of the time. So, thank you for suiting up and showing up and sharing your divinity with each of us today. We're so blessed. We really are. And as always, I have an assignment. 'Cause it wouldn't be Sunday without an assignment. And it's kind of the same thing I said in my video. Let's tune in this week to our abundance and bask in that glory, that state of gratitude. Bask in knowing that all of this abundance comes from that same deity, that same good, that same God, that same thing that made you, made all of it. And how can we be anything but grateful and willing to step out of worry and fear and doubt and into that knowing of our power, of our presence, and of our opportunity to share love with everyone we meet. And that is the truth. And so it is. Now we got Amy.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night, take these broken wings and learn to fly. All waiting for this moment to arrive. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You're only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arrive. You were only waiting for this moment to arrive. You were only waiting for this moment to arrive.
Now is one of the favorite times of mine, because now is the time where we get to recognize our abundance, recognize that we have so much love, and we get to share it, because whatever goes around comes around. So if we want more abundance, we give more abundantly. And I want to start with thanking all of you who have continued to support this center with your financial gifts, and for all of you online as well. We truly, truly do appreciate it. And with that, if you would take your gift, take it in hand, take an envelope in hand, because I know a lot of you do the auto pay, which we also greatly appreciate, and let us just breathe some additional love into that, some peace and some world sanity right now. Let's just put it in there and let it go.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
I had asked Jeff to make that shorter. Amy gifted us a song. I was like, let's just cut some of it out. And then I thought, you know what? No. You did? Okay. Excuse me, that's not Amy. That's Karen. Karen Drucker donated that song to us. But yeah, I love it. So with that, I just have a couple of announcements. You guys already know what they are, right? We've got the book club on Thursdays. We've got some new folks showing up. If you're interested, see Celeste. Or if you're on Facebook, send an email to info@cslminneapolis.org. Practitioners in the house today. We have Celeste, myself, Reverend Joanne. If there's prayer work you would like done, see us. Oh, and Jeff. I'm so sorry, Jeff. I'm going to be in trouble later for that. I'm going to be the one in making the bed tomorrow. I can see that now. Anyway, so Jeff's here too. If there's something you would like prayer work for. Otherwise, there's a prayer request form you can also fill out, and you can also do it online. And with that, I am going to pray us out. Amy's going to sing us out. I hope you all got eggs. They have affirmations in them if you want to grab a couple of extras. Or if you want to share your affirmation because it was so perfect, just let us know. It'll be nice to talk about. Okay, and with that, let's just take a deep breath with that blessing. That blessing, knowing that there is only one, that one which I call God, that one that is everywhere, that one that is divinely expressing through each and every one of us. And from that place, what I claim for myself and invite you to join me as I claim an ever-growing awareness of the power and the presence of good in my life. An ever-growing willingness to suit up and show up and be that beacon of light, that place of safe harbor, that place of authenticity. And I let go of worry, fear, and doubt. I leave stress behind and I step into the knowing that I am sowing seeds of peace and love and joy and love and love and love. That is the truth. I release these words filled with joy, filled with gratitude, knowing that God is always doing the heavy lifting. And I am always creating space for that to happen. I release these words filled with love. And it is done, and so it is. Happy Easter, everybody.
There's more than one road to every destination. There's more than one path to any place you go. And the clearest way for me might be the wrong road for you. Different paths, but you get to choose. 'Cause there's more than one road. More than one road. There's more than one road to get you where you're going. expressions of an ever-present spirit. It's in all that we are, and in every voice we hear it. There is only one life, but how you live, that's your decision. Be carried along, or you can choose to have a vision, 'cause there's more than one road. More than one road. There's more than one road. Get you where you're going. And it isn't how you get there that's the measure of your worth. But there are as many paths to God as there are people on this earth. There's more than one road. More than one road. More than one road. Get you where you're going.